All right, so this past July 4th weekend, I got invited to a little shindig, right? So I don't know the couple that was having the get together, but I'm friends with their friend. So basically, I went as a plus one, right? So we pull up to the house. The house is gorgeous. I'm talking about the outside was already gorgeous, big as hell. Then we get in, and it's like crazy in the end. So I'm talking about a staircase they got staircases on two sides that lead up to the top, and then when you go in the backyard, it looked like a resort. Perfect party house, perfect 4th of July get together house, right? So they were having a big cookout, whatever. So mind you, the only person I really know there is my friend, but I didn't want to cling to them, the whole time. So I'm trying to, walk around, mingle, whatever, get to know some people, right? So of course there's some females there, right? And we ain't gonna lie. There's some guys there too. I'm not looking at the guys, but whatever. It was a nice group of people. Now, the only thing I will say is these people are a little bit older than me. So, and I'm old. So that should let you know that I was around some older folks, some old heads who want to smoke cigars, play spades, shit like that, right? So anyway, even though it was kind of like a pool party, I didn't really see a lot of people in the pool, but some kids, right? So I thought this was going to be a grown-up shindig, but there were kids there in the pool, splashing water, doing that type of stuff. I'm not going to lie, I was bored the majority of the time that I was there. But let me tell you when it started to get a little bit juicy, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm watching everybody play spades, enjoying themselves, and I'm kind of like sitting back because, like I said, I don't really know these people, right? So I'm, leaning. My friend came over a few times asking me if I was okay, needed anything. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. Go do your thing, right? Next thing you know, the hostess with the mostess, the wife or whatever, she starts, you can tell she was a little tipsy. All right, she had a few too many, and that's fine. But she was just being like real extra friendly to everybody, right? And I peeped it, but I just was like, well, maybe this is just her personality, you know what I mean? And but anyway, her husband was on the grill, and he kind of like called her over to the side. Now mind you, I'm very observant, so I'm watching this whole thing, and out of nowhere, I like to read lips, bitch, and out of nowhere he goes, you keep flirting with mother effers, motherfuckers, right? I want to say it loud, but TikTok, you keep flirting with mother effers, I'ma beat your ass, right? Straight like that, Ike style, straight like that. So I look over like, oh shit, because I feel like there could be some domestic things going on over here, right? Now, I don't know if he physically meant he was going to be that, you know what I mean? But I'm nosy, so we going to figure it out, right? You know me. So now the party has just got interesting. So I'm sitting there, next thing you know, white girl pose, put the hair behind the ear, and I'm watching, right? So she walks back over to me, and she's like, do you want anything? And it's the way she leaned over. She leaned over my face. Do you want anything? Titties out. And I wanted to whisper to her like, bitch, he just said stop flirting, and you gonna come over here and ask me if I want something with your titties out? But I didn't say nothing. I'm giving her this look like, is you stupid? But I still not saying anything, right? But anyway, so he looking over at us because he seen the way she leaned, and I'm looking at him like, bro, I don't want no problems, because he looks crazy, right? So I'm looking at my friend that brought me to this crazy ass party, and I'm looking at him like, bro, get your friend's wife, right? And she's pretty though, but I'm not looking in that kind of way because I'm trying to make it back home. You dig what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so he calls her back over again, and I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And so I pull my phone out because I wanted to record it this time because I wanted to give y'all proof, right? So I pull my phone out. Next thing you know, they dip off and they go into the house. So there was really nothing for me to record. He left the grill and went and took her in the house by the arm, grabbed her by the arm, took her in the house. I'm like, oh shit, how can I get in the house? I look at my homeboy, I'm like, right? So he walks over and I'm like, where's the bathroom? Obviously the bathroom's in the house, bitch. So he's like, oh, I'll show you. And I'm like, okay. I really didn't need him to come with me, but if that's the only way to get me in the house, bitch, let's do it. So, but anyway, so me and him walk in the house, and he's showing me the bathroom, but the bathroom is the opposite direction of where they are. They're off from the kitchen in the hallway, just he's in her face like this, and I'm trying to read lips, bitch, and my friend is grabbing me because I'm trying to, and my friend is like, no, the bathroom is down this hall. And I'm like, why did you come with me? I don't really have to pee. So now I go in the bathroom, and I'm like a little kid. I'm fake flushing the toilet. I didn't go to the bathroom, but I'm flushing the toilet, running the water, acting like I'm washing my hands. And I come back out, and he goes, I have never seen a woman pee that quick. And I was like, I'm a pro, right? I didn't go pee, right? But anyway, so I come back out, and I'm walking down the hall, and I said, I'm gonna ask your friend if they have any more bottles of water, because everybody was drinking alcohol, soda. I just like water, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go down here and get their attention. And he goes, oh, okay. So he goes, my friend goes back outside, and I start getting closer down the hall, and I'm hearing a little bit, and he goes, didn't I tell you to put your titties away? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, because I felt the same way, bro. So I can understand why you mad, because they just out for no reason. And this is a family gathering, bitch. So I'm like, yeah, that's inappropriate, right? So I agree with him all the way. So I said, hey, because I wanted to keep him from putting hands on her, because I feel like he already do. But if I'm there, I'm going to be Captain Save-A-Ho, right? So I said, hey, I interrupted, right? And I said, hey, I was just wondering if there was any more bottles of water. And when I tell you, this man turned to me and said, oh yeah, I'll show you, no problem. After 5 seconds before that, it was like, listen, bitch, I told you to put them titties away. Like he turned into a whole different person. And so the way he could just turn it on and off, what I've noticed by hanging out with married people is they could just get out the car cursing each other out, and they're gonna walk in the party and be lovey-dovey. You know, married people, some of the fakest niggas. Let me tell you that right now. And especially the longer you've been married, the faker you are, right? So, because I know plenty of married couples. I'm not married myself, but I've been around enough to know that they know how to turn that shit on and off. Like, they hate each other, literally. But let a family get-together happen, or a high school reunion, and they gonna walk in holding hands, lovey-dovey, right? So he takes me and he shows me where the water is, and I look back at his wife like, I got you. I'm not gonna let him beat you. You know, I got you, right? And so she's looking at me because she's wondering why I'm like, you know, because I'm trying. I didn't want to wink and give her the wrong impression like I liked her, but I'm kind of like, you know, I don't know why I was doing that funny shit with my face, but it was kind of letting her know, like, girl, I got you. He ain't gonna beat your ass now, right? But she wasn't catching it, so she kind of looking at me. So I'm like, shit. Now she thinks I want her, right? So I had to make her think I didn't want her, so I just did some nutty ass shit. So as I'm walking down the hall with him for him to show me the water, I rubbed his back. I don't know why. That's all I could think of at the moment. I rubbed his back. And then he looked at me and smiled. And I said, fuck, now he think I want him. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking, you know. So, but anyway, so he passes me the water. I said, can I get two? And he said, yeah. And he said, no, he didn't even say yeah. He said, you can have whatever you like. And part of me was like, ugh. And then the other part was like, he do got money though. I told you the house has a staircase, bitch, that go up two staircases that both go up to the top. The whole backyard look like a resort. And he old enough to be a sugar daddy, right? But how are you a sugar daddy to a stud? I need to study. I need to look up on that. But anyway, that ain't the fucking point. So I rubbed his back, and he kind of gave me a look like, really? like he ain't never had his back rubbed before. You dig? So I don't know what the hell they got going on. They probably in one of them sexual marriages. You know, they probably sleep in separate beds. They got enough bedrooms for each of them to sleep in their own. So, but whatever. Anyway, so this video is long. I'm gonna get to the point eventually. But so yeah, so as I'm walking, I'm turning and walking away with the 2 bottles of water. He puts his hand out, like he grabs my hand. Because, all right, let me explain. I know what you're thinking. How did he grab your hand if you had 2 bottles of water? Well, bitch, these might be little baby fingers, but I could hold 2 bottles of water in these strange-ass fingers, right? So I have my other hand like this, and he puts his hand down, and he grabs my hand. And I kind of went like that. I looked at him like that. I kind of went like that, bitch. Like, just because I rubbed your back, that don't mean you grabbed my hand. But he took it beyond my control, beyond my consent. He took it. And shorty, when I grabbed my hand back, because I grabbed my hand back, there was a $50 bill in my hand. He did what your grandparents do and slip, like, you know, grandparents usually slip you a 10 or a 20, like, here, baby, don't tell your other cousins. He slipped a 50 in my hand, bitch. First of all, why you just walking around with 50s? Second of all I had to do was rub your back to get this. Like, I ain't had to suck no dick or nothing. I don't suck it. I'm just saying, is that what y'all do for money? Because he gave me a 50 and I just rubbed his back. Imagine if I would have sucked his dick. You get what I'm saying? Like, shit, they probably would have gave me a bedroom up in that bitch. But anyway, that was my July 5th. Oh, excuse me, July 4th. I'm so stupid. I said July 5th. That was my July 4th. See, I'm discombobulated because, you know, I was thinking 50, sucking dick. There was just a lot of thoughts. But I just want to let y'all know I had a good week and I had a good time after that because I got $50 for rubbing a nigga back. You dig? So I advise you hoes, don't be so quick to suck dick. Just rub their back and you can get a 50.